The 2024 election cycle, well, outside of a couple of notable exceptions, has been, I don't know, man, really boring. Okay, like I've been waiting for this for a very, very long time. You can go all the way back to the inception of my channel, and in the aftermath of these shenanigans in 2020, we all knew it was going to be, a hard old 4 years, and here we are, just about. We are on the precipice. We are what, like a month away? We're a month away from the festivities really getting underway. But all the combatants involved, it's like, yeah, man, Trump should steamroll all of this stuff, okay? Like the dude's got shot at, was attempted again to be shot at, picked a pretty decent VP pick, and you can go back, when it was first announced, I said that he's charismatic, he can debate fairly well, his positions are, often good. His simping for, our greatest ally is a bit of an issue, but he's about the best you can do from a very shallow field. And then looking at Kamala Harris picking Tim Walz, it's like, bro, he's cooked. He's an absolute spaz and a political liability. Like, he has a rap sheet somehow that's actually longer than Kamala Harris's. Coupled that with, he's a governor of a state that you're guaranteed to win. Like, there's certain people that might have put Minnesota as purple, light purpling, but in general, like, as long as that in Minneapolis, St. Paul, a Democrat voting machine is in place, you ain't losing. Ain't losing the state. As rural Minnesota is as ruby red as it gets, as long as the Twin Cities are voting blue no matter who, it's a wrap. State-wide electoral college. When? But that really cemented my position with earlier this week. There was the vice presidential debate. I didn't watch it. I've seen some clips like other people, obviously seen the meme templates come out. And, well, there's a reason that I'm not exactly that hot on this election cycle and why I think that, Trump's still going to steamroll. All of these artificial polls saying that, oh, my God, the Kamala is so brat. And, we got that Taylor Swift endorsement. That's all that matters. It comes down to it, when the media is running crazy shit like this, exactly what time it is. Saying that J.D. Vance's beard will somehow be negative towards feminists, and Tim Walz's bulging eyes shows his emotional intensity. And that's the people that you're talking to, huh? Well, you're just talking to box wine cat enthusiasts, bro. You're posting shit like this on Instagram for people who will absolutely put voting Harris Walz 2024 in their bio, and then when early November rolls around, they wouldn't know their ass from a ballot because they aren't going down if it's even just a little bit too cold for them to a voting booth. And plus, even the most insane Democrats know they aren't better off than they were 5 years ago. So let's just stop this crap. And another reason that I'm not that hot on this election cycle, because it's really just become this big whores' rights issue. Like, if you want to go out there on the weekend, get drunk out of your mind, let some one-night stand go in there and shoot up the club. First of all, I don't think that you're smart enough to be making, wide-ranging decisions like who should be the next president of the United States. And second of all, you're not smart enough to realize within, 6 weeks where a lot of these bans are in place at the state level, which you don't even know. You just think, oh my God, the government, they're going to make my handmaid's tale. I'm going to be forced to give birth to a kid I don't want. Well, you shouldn't have fucked the guy to begin with, you idiot. But neither here nor there. We never hold women accountable for their own poor decisions, right? We always have the escape hatch out there. Because even if they do go through with the pregnancy, that dude's going to be on the hook for child support for 18 years. And if he doesn't hold up his end of the bargain, because you could have lied to him right to his face, say that you're on all the birth control in the world, you have the IUD in place, you got all of these birth control pills, you can go, oopsie daisy, there was a hole in the condom and now I'm late. You can lie through your teeth and still get all of the cash in prizes. But no. This election cycle, which was really driven home by the point that what was the first topic of discussion during the debate between Trump and Harris? It was all about abortion. And that's what Trump continues to tweet about. Bro, I don't care if you stand in line with Ronald Reagan about, the 3 exceptions. Yeah, when it comes to this stuff, I'm perhaps breaking ranks with a lot more conservatives that are out there that say no exceptions at all whatsoever. Quite frankly, if you want to get a Planned Parenthood punch card, it just means fewer double-digit IQ kids that the taxpayer and some dumb asshole who was thinking with his dick instead of with his wallet one night, are going to have to float for the next 18 years. Yeah, I'm cool with that. That's what we're focused on. Optics and whores. I don't care about either, man. What I care about is what the government's actually doing with their money, okay? They're out there making sure that our greatest ally, or Ukraine, is properly taken care of because Putin's the bad guy in this situation. And in the Middle East, oh, we just need to send a few thousand troops because there's a right and a wrong. There's good and there's evil in this conflict, and it's patently obvious for everyone to see. Both of those statements are coming from both sides of the aisle. So depending on where we sit, foreign country A is either going to be getting their billions of dollars from a red envelope or a blue envelope. There's absolutely no obfuscation. I'm a big Trump supporter. I've got my MAGA hat right over there. I've got the Trump train sticker, which I still need to find. I'll find it before the election, and I don't know what my coverage of the election is going to be. It might just end up being a video, and I could just end up watching everybody's stuff on the night of. We'll see what happens. Because I'm not that enthusiastic. I'm just like a lot of people that are out there that have made their mind up, that are going to go to the ballot box, vote who they're going to vote for on the night, and then just watch the fireworks in the aftermath, because we're already seeing the fireworks right now. Unless you're in North Carolina, then you're just, trying to see some dry ground because the federal government couldn't give a single fuck about you because, North Carolina, you kind of voted for the wrong guy, and Kamala needs to prep for her next rally this weekend. And Joe Biden's probably on a beach somewhere. Where is that old fucker? Haven't seen him in a hot second. There's this old clip doing the rounds right now. It's very interesting because perhaps I've seen this, but this one's definitely slipped my mind, okay? In the greater landscape where there's a bunch of surrogates doing a lot more political activism than the actual candidates are, especially on the Democrat side, because every other week you see, geeks and nerds for Harris, white dudes for Harris, washed up hacks for Harris, and billion-dollar 30-year-old cat ladies for Harris. Like, you see all of this crap, but very rarely do you actually see the old thought on the campaign trail. You see that with Trump. He just did a rally in Michigan a couple days ago at the time that you guys see this video. But he also has a couple of other surrogates that are out there. A few vocal voices on social media, but they're guys of a certain age. Guys that have built up long-lasting careers, likes of John Voight, James Woods. James Woods, which I just learned about this. He was an executive producer on Oppenheimer. That movie that almost made $1 billion last year. Yeah, he was an EP. He put money down on that project. He worked closely with Chris Nolan. He had his name removed from the credits because he didn't want Christopher Nolan to be taking any heat for his inclusion, just for the fact that James Woods is a legend. When was the last time you watched a movie that had him in it and you didn't think that he brought it 110%? But no, because he's more conservative-minded. He's kind of boomer con. Still, he's funny as hell. He's James fucking Woods. He has to hide away because of his opinions, but the more vocal Trump-supporting celebrities that are out there are guys that already got their nut. Guys like Woods, Voight, and this Bill Murray, of all people. I always thought that Bill Murray was just kind of like a default Democrat in so much as didn't really know his political positions. Always heard that he was kind of an asshole. He's at least somebody of a certain age, always rocking his Chicago gear. So I just thought probably Democrat, but frankly, I don't care because, Bill Murray's Bill Murray. He's a legend and I respect him for that. Hell, one of my favorite actors is Robert De Niro. And do I even need to extrapolate any further on that? I don't care. Most people don't care who their celebrities vote for. They don't really care for the celebrity endorsements. I side with Alice Cooper on this. If you're taking political advice from a rock star, totally missing the point. But I found this very interesting because this was during 2016 and this was right on point. Okay? Right on point.
Such a different character than anyone that's ever been a president of the United States, I think. I think this is what this vote means, is that the country is dissatisfied with the way that Washington has worked for the last couple of decades. They're lazy and they're about inhibiting the other side. They're not about working together at all. And it's sort of become such a national disgrace, a quiet national disgrace.
Yeah, no, exactly. And he's 1000% on point. And that was a big narrative running through 2016 when people were asking, why did I vote for Trump? He has no experience at all whatsoever. And how he's a total madman that could plunge us into World War III. We'll take a look around right now with the adults back in the room. And when were we closer to World War III? Back in 2017, 2018, 2019? Or right now with the Middle East in a big rock throwing competition? I'll leave that one right there. But even stupid fat boy Michael Moore, he was making the rounds with similar sentiments. He was even saying a vote for Trump was a vote to throw a wrench in the system. It was a big F you to the system. Even though he's a dyed-in-the-wall Democrat and has since gone even further left. But that's what happens to all of those old boomers. They're just, going to go down with the ship instead of admitting defeat. But when it comes to somebody even tacitly endorsing Trump, there's going to be a knock-on effect to their career. But like I said, these are guys who are coming out, even just with a little bit of support, they've already made their name, okay? You can't take away legend status from James Woods, John Voight. Hell, Dean Cain is still going to be Superman tomorrow. Bill Murray is still going to be Bill Murray. That's why it was weird. Over the past week, you had a big endorsement from somebody who is still in the prime of their career and somebody who I've actually been following for quite a long time, because as I look over at my media collection, I've got my 5-season collection on Blu-ray and the first 2 or 3 seasons on DVD of Chuck. I'm a big Zachary Levi guy, okay? And I didn't see Shazam. I definitely didn't see, like a lot of people, Shazam 2 Fury of the Gods, but whenever I seen him in a project, I was really hoping, it would work out well for him, because the first 3 seasons of Chuck are fantastic. It falls off with season 4, and I've yet to see season 5, but I have him right over there. Watched the hell out of the first 3 seasons, and I've always wished him nothing but success. And several times he's come out over, the time that I've had my channel, he was out there talking, it's like, maybe we shouldn't be like forcing big pharma experimentations on people. That's a little whack. I don't want to see that. And sticking up for other common sense positions. But what was this, last Sunday or something like that? He came out and he sat on the stage with a couple of Trump surrogates and Tulsi Gabbard and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And he just laid out his Trump endorsement for the world to see. And well, he understood that even just simple common sense opinions that would have been just common sense opinions. It's a shame we have to go more than 10 years ago at this point. Just simply saying this can have a knock-on effect for my career. This is somebody who, he was in an almost $1 billion film outside of the Aquaman film, which just insane to me. Shazam, I think, was the best performing one. I think it might have done better than one of those Batman and Superman films. Like the first Shazam, for whatever reason, was a big hit. All right, the Wonder Woman also made $1 billion. That shit, the movie's trash. But anyways, actor Zachary Levi. Yeah, and okay, just to bring up Wonder Woman for comparison, right? Because you have a Gal Gadot who is completely and totally talentless. Zachary Levi, on the other hand, is actually a good actor. He gives it his all. Even for the people that were reviewing and did see Fury of the Gods, said that, at least Zachary Levi, like he's a good Shazam, okay? He does good in the film. And I've heard a couple of interviews with him. If you're an old school Opie and Anthony fan, there's a Nope episode where Zach comes in and he promotes, he was working on some project back in the cut, but super personable guy. He was talking video games with Anthony, and really good interview. It was a really good interview. And also, if you're looking for other Nope episodes with, notable people coming in for an interview, there's a very interesting V. Weinstein interview of all people. But anyways, actor Zachary Levi just finished his remarks in support of Trump by saying the people supporting Kamala are being lied to by the media. Yeah, obviously. But also about Tim Walz because, just being caught red-handed lying about being in Tiananmen Square several months later and claiming stolen valor off of that and several other things that if you look like you're just staring into the Ark of the Covenant and you're about to have your face melt off, that means you're really passionate, not completely gobsmacked by a question. You're being lied to about Tim Walz as well. But yes, and that all Americans are being poisoned through the food we eat. Well, yeah. And the news we consume. Yeah. Kind of why I'm just, not all that enthralled with this current election cycle, because it's just all bullshit we've seen retread time and time again. Hey guys, Orange Man is bad. Yeah, that's wonderful. But I like him and you're not going to change my opinion on it. So just shut up and continue into your irrelevance spiral. And Big Pharma's drugs. I mean, no lies detected, not just in the foods that we are eating and not just in the pharmaceuticals that are being shoved down our throats and the images that we're looking at and the audio that we're hearing through our media. We're being poisoned and lied to. I don't even need to hear anymore. I would vote for him if he ever ran for office. Who knew that being based was one of Shazam's hidden superpowers? And exactly. And he would later go on during this interview that he had on stage with, Tulsi and Robert, by him endorsing Trump, him getting on and saying he was going to vote for the Trump-Vance ticket. It was going to have a knock-on effect for his career. But of course, he couldn't say something that was just honest and true before the Democrat Defense Force would come out in full force and try to run cover. And who did they send out? Well, good old Whoopi Goldberg, of all people. The View and their sterling political commentary. Whoopi Goldberg schools Zachary Levi after Shazam star said endorsing Trump could end his Hollywood career. I mean, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, because we have several examples of that very such thing happening for people that didn't even go as far as Zach did. Like, just look at the other people that outright support Trump. People that even espouse conservative-minded ideas. Can you name anybody on the level of all of the people that have thrown their support behind Kamala Harris? Is there a Ben Stiller, Taylor Swift allegory over on the right? Of course not. You got Kid Rock and Rob Schneider. Okay? Like, yeah, I love Waterboy and the You Can Do It guy. Like, that's great. And Bad with the Bong, the Bang was a real banger back, when I was in middle school, but whatever, bro. Celebrities, for me, and for a lot of people, don't dictate the narrative, and in 2024, hold even less sway with the public than they did at the beginning of the Trump phenomenon. But that's mostly due to the fact that, yeah, there was a monolith in Hollywood, in celebrity in general. Even if you were more conservatively minded, you knew that you just kept your head down. You just went to the ballot box, you voted for whoever you wanted to, and you just, whenever you were asked about your opinions, you just went, yeah, you're Democrat, whoever the popular Democrat is of the day. You just move along, you go along to get along. But now, because there are cracks forming, because celebrities have fallen off hard, there are some people that can come out and say what they're actually thinking. But still, you have the task force out there just making sure that they get back in line, get back on that plantation. Just strange to see this go the other way around. You got the black lady whipping the Jewish guy. Anyways, Whoopi Goldberg gave Zachary Levi a little lesson in Hollywood on The View. Oh, it's so great. Levi swore his vote for the twice impeached former president, Deadline keeping it a buck, on the United States in a rally in Michigan over the weekend. When the topic came up on the ABC talk show, Goldberg had a gripe with the Chuck alumni, saying Hollywood is a very liberal town, and that could cost him work in the industry. I mean, how is Whoopi going to polish this turd? That's not necessarily, that's not necessarily true. From the beginning of Hollywood, it's always been a very right-leaning town. I beg your pardon? But I know you don't know much about the Hollywood history, so let me school you. Says the black lady who stole a Jewish last name in order to fit in with the industry. Interesting take, Whoopi. Goldberg continued, we are like America is. We're a mixed bunch, and sometimes they seem like there are more Democrats, and sometimes it seems like there's more Republicans. But the truth of the matter is very few people seem to bite it because they're Republican. Jon Voight and Dennis Quaid were cited as Hollywood actors who have continued to work in the industry and support the Republican political party. Yeah, that's interesting because Dennis Quaid was just in a very good movie. Oh, right. That would be a Reagan biopic that a lot of people who've seen it said is worthy of an Oscar nomination. Do you think he's going to get an Oscar nomination? And when was the last time? Again, these are guys that are super well established. Jon Voight and Dennis Quaid. Those are the most relevant names that you can pick. I like Dennis Quaid. I like Dennis Quaid a lot. I like Jon Voight. I like Jon Voight a lot. I like Zachary Levi. I like him a lot. One of these names is far more relevant to current Hollywood than the other. So stop that. It's more BS, and it's unnecessary. Bro, you pick people that are at the end of their career just simply doing passion projects. When was the last time Jon Voight did anything? Honestly, seriously, like, I don't know. I legitimately don't know. But yeah, Zachary Levi, yeah, I understand. Shazam 2 flopped hard at the beginning of 2023. Yeah, the jokes that are out there, oh, he doesn't really have that much of a career to lose anyways. But he's still a young-ish guy with leading roles on his resume. He could easily get another TV show, and it could be big. He could get cast in the top portion of a big budget movie and it not look out of place. And you know who was in a similar situation when they also got canceled? Oh, that'd be a little somebody by the name of Gina Carano. Interesting, because what happened to her? She was riding high in the world because at the time, the tail end of 2020, when Hollywood was in the full throes of the girl boss agenda, Gina Carano was a believable female ass kicker. She obviously had the MMA pedigree. She was cutting her teeth and accrued quite a few credits on her resume, and yeah, she was definitely on an upward trajectory. Hell, she was going to have her own spin-off Star Wars show, which at this point in time, I wouldn't be surprised if I wasn't attached to one of their canceled projects, but I digress. She had the audacity to post a very benign meme of what exactly was going on with the government at the time, using and weaponizing what has now been confirmed to be misinformation, just blatant lies to the public. And she was pointing it out that, yeah, having the government turn you against your neighbor is probably not a road we should go down. And then Disney decided to just go ahead and cut ties with her when her co-star on The Mandalorian was out there taking things a step further, calling people, supporters of the Austrian mustache man and Confederate sympathizers. Hate to be the actually guy, but Gina Carano is A, not a Democrat, and B, not anywhere near that based. Why do prominent actors tell me they've been chastised for liking J.K. Rowling's tweets? Why have so many Broadway veterans abandoned New York City for Nashville? Why are Tony Award-winning composers, lyricists afraid to do my podcast? Why does an Oscar-winning star tell me he needs to lay low after challenging the hysteria of the past 4 years? Because white-hot hatred of anything right-coded is part of the religion of show business, and everyone fucking knows it. This is from Clifton Duncan, by the way. Somebody who also has quite an extensive resume of working in the industry. Countless entertainment professionals lie or live in the closet politically because they know any deviation from the blue church could damage or even kill their careers. Zachary Levi is not being paranoid. His concerns are 100% justified. I'm sick of people gaslighting me and others about this issue. Exactly, for somebody who has a cushy job in Hollywood. Somebody who, this time last year had a couple of interesting things to say about the mathematics of a certain prison camp in the 1940s. She was out there whipping out her calculator going, well, actually, things don't necessarily, and you can only cook so many cookies in a day, and how long were the bakeries open? But she was suspended for a couple of days and then just returned to her cushy job and has the audacity to go ahead and chastise a Jewish man because she has prominent Democrats on her program because she simps for the DNC even harder than CNN. She gets away with murder. But Zachary Levi decides to vote like half of the population of the United States. He's at a greater than not chance of losing his career. And you're just going to tell him, no, Hollywood has always been right-leaning because McCarthy didn't go far enough. Interesting take. And so yes, Zachary is 1000% correct. And yes, Tim Walz is fucking weird. And yes, this country, most of the West, hell, most of the globe is run by a certain country in the Middle East and the whims and cares of thoughts. And that's why this election cycle has landed kind of like Shazam 2. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.